Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, the harrowing images coming in after the largest earthquake in Taiwan in nearly 25 years. The search right now for so many who are trapped. Here in the U.S. tonight, the dangerous and deadly storms tonight turning into a nor'easter. New York City, Philadelphia, Boston. And the American tourist and the deadly elephant attack tonight. First, those dramatic images after the deadly earthquake in Taiwan, the magnitude 7.4 quake. Several dead, more than 1,000 injured. And now the search for the missing, including 71 miners trapped below in rock quarries. Dangerous landslides blocking highways. Here in the U.S. tonight, a nor'easter slamming the East Coast. Flood watches from Philadelphia to New York. Damaging winds up through Boston. Trees down in New York City. An 81-year-old woman killed by a falling tree in her car near Philadelphia. A passenger jet making an emergency landing because of turbulence. Rob Marciano timing this out tonight. The dramatic scene in Israel, the families of hostages still being held captive in Gaza, storming Israeli parliament, and President Biden condemning Prime Minister Netanyahu for the Israeli airstrike, killing 7 aid workers, including an American citizen, in a clearly marked convoy. The American woman killed while on safari. The disturbing images tonight showing an elephant ramming a vehicle with 6 tourists and their guide inside, flipping it onto its side. Tonight, the concern here in the U.S. over bird flu. The CDC tracking an outbreak, including a confirmed rare human case of bird flu involving a worker believed to have contracted bird flu from an infected cow. Tonight, the country's largest egg supplier forced to destroy nearly 2 million birds. Mireya Villarreal in Texas. Tonight, special counsel Jack Smith signaling his frustration with the Florida judge in Donald Trump's classified documents case. Smith calling a key decision by the judge, quote, fundamentally flawed. And what is the delay in this case? Pierre Thomas reporting. Tonight, after those dramatic images, the cars speeding through Dallas, Kansas City Chiefs star Rashee Rice apologizing. Those cars hitting several vehicles, including one with a mother and her 4-year-old inside. Tonight, JetBlue and new baggage fees depending on when you fly. Costco now selling those popular weight loss drugs, including Ozempic. And ABC News and National Geographic getting ready to cover the solar eclipse over America. Join us live on the air next Monday. And tonight, right here, the one thing you'll need for it, made in America.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It is great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. We are tracking this deadly storm system moving into the Northeast as a nor'easter at this hour. Philadelphia to New York City to Boston. Rob is standing by to time this out. But we do begin tonight with the horrific images coming in after a powerful and deadly earthquake in Taiwan, the strongest there in nearly 25 years. Multiple people dead, more than 1,000 injured, and the urgent race tonight to find survivors, including 71 miners trapped below in rock quarries. The 7.4 magnitude quake bringing down this building near the epicenter. People jumping out of vehicles, running for their lives. A high-rise apartment building now tilting dangerously on its side. A young child rescued from a damaged building and carried away to safety. The desperate search tonight for survivors who may be buried under the debris, including those trapped in their vehicles when a landslide sent rocks and boulders crashing down onto this road below. The earthquake shaking every part of that island nation and triggering tsunami warnings in Japan. ABC's Marcus Moore leading us off tonight.
Tonight, the race to free survivors after this deadly earthquake rocked Taiwan, the strongest to hit the island in nearly 25 years. Searchers looking for more than 100 now trapped in the rubble, including at least 71 miners in 2 rock quarries. The magnitude 7.4 quake striking during the morning rush hour, rattling these terrified commuters on an elevated train car. In the coastal city of Hualien, southeast of the capital of Taipei, some buildings toppling to one side. Families escaping through windows, first responders helping them down ladders. Rescuers working to remove the debris, trying not to lose their footing in the tilted hallways. This woman who escaped saying all the things fell off and everything is damaged. At least 9 killed, more than 1,000 injured. And fire crews facing a grim task, removing a body from the site of one of the collapsed buildings. The tremors felt across Taiwan. This home surveillance video capturing the violent shaking. Bottles crashing in this restaurant. Dangerous landslides blocking highways and railways. This injured driver pulled from a truck and taken to the hospital. The quake also triggering a tsunami alert in nearby Japan, forcing children to evacuate their schools and sending hundreds to flee to higher ground.
And David, we are learning that close to 50 employees are trapped at a hotel in the quake zone. They are safe. Rescuers say they've managed to make contact with them. But right now, crews are working to clear the roads to be able to reach them. David.
The search for survivors across that island nation. Marcus, thank you. Back in the U.S. tonight into this nor'easter slamming the East Coast at this hour, all part of a deadly storm system. Severe storms, tornadoes, at least 2 dead because of these storms, and turbulence on a passenger jet forcing an emergency landing. At this hour, flood watches now from Philadelphia to New York City. Winds in the northeast gusting more than 60 miles per hour right up through Boston, and more than a foot of snow possible in parts of upstate New York and across New England. Near Jeffersonville, Indiana tonight, a multi-vehicle accident on Interstate 265. Homes surrounded by water. This is Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh, and winds bringing down a massive tree, falling on a car on New York City's Upper West Side. One woman was killed in her car near Philadelphia when a tree came down. Rob Marciano timing this out tonight, and ABC's Trevor Ault with the images from these dangerous storms coming in.
Tonight, that system that brought a tornado outbreak to the heartland now tracking up the East Coast as a powerful spring nor'easter. High winds knocking down huge trees in New York City. And in Collegeville, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia, an 81-year-old woman killed when a tree crushed her car.
Fire department had the jaws of life, and they were trying to cut the driver out of the car.
A passenger and a flight attendant on a Southwest flight from New Orleans to Orlando injured in severe turbulence over the Gulf of Mexico. Pilots radioing to air traffic control.
Was the crew member in the cockpit or in the back?
Flight attendant.
The flight attendant was in the back, you said?
Yes.
The flight then diverting to Tampa, and outside Atlanta,
we got a 6-foot shelter, man.
An EF2 tornado with 115-mile-an-hour winds tearing through Conyers, Georgia early this morning. This home nearly split in half. Overnight, a rain-wrapped tornado causing chaos on Interstate 265 outside Louisville, flipping this tractor-trailer. And not far from there, we found Perry Snowden cleaning up after those 100-mile-an-hour winds.
So this is part of the neighbor's roof inside your parents' house?
Right, yeah, it's the top of the roof. Blew in and took out the dining room and then took out the upstairs room.
Kentucky's governor confirming at least 1 death in the state.
And David, this weather causing some serious problems for travel. More than 6,000 flight delays today, and a lot of planes are experiencing severe turbulence, including our flight back from Kentucky, David.
You were covering those storms there as well. Never fun to fly through these storm systems. Trevor, thank you. Let's get right to senior meteorologist Rob Marciano timing it all out in these nighttime hours ahead. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. This thing's a two-headed beast now. Look at the radar. The parent low still spinning over Chicago. Now the coastal low over Del Mar. That's the nor'easter. That's really pushing the precip up in the northeast. We've already had 4 inches of rain across Pennsylvania. Flood watches extend into New York City. Those wind warnings and that winter storm warning. Look at the winds so far. We had 60-plus in Norwalk. We'll see the winds peak overnight tonight. New York, Hartford, Boston, 260, if not over that, through the overnight period. The rain turning to sleet and snow along I-90 tonight. We'll see accumulating snow inland, especially in the hills of Maine and New Hampshire. That's where you potentially will see 1 to 2 feet of snow before things begin to wind down tomorrow into Friday. But tonight, everybody that lives in the Northeast should be at least prepared for the potential of seeing the power go out. David?
These spring storms are always something. Rob Marciano back with us tonight. Rob, thank you. We turn now to the dramatic scene overseas tonight in the Israeli parliament. The families of hostages still being held by Hamas in Gaza storming Israeli parliament, demanding help in getting their loved ones home. Tonight, President Biden saying he is, quote, outraged and heartbroken by the killing of 7 aid workers, including a U.S. citizen, in an Israeli airstrike on a clearly marked convoy bringing food into Gaza. ABC's Britt Clennett in Israel with the images of those heartbroken and desperate families.
Tonight, dramatic images of families with loved ones still held in Gaza storming Israel's parliament, heckling lawmakers below, smearing paint on the glass. The pressure facing Benjamin Netanyahu inside Israel matched by the fierce reaction from President Biden, now condemning the Israeli Prime Minister for IDF forces targeting 3 clearly marked aid vehicles delivering humanitarian supplies in Gaza. The president saying he's outraged and heartbroken that 7 members of the World Central Kitchen were killed. Just today, 6 of the 7 victims transferred out of Gaza.
I need to understand that this was not by somebody that is above law and order that decided just to kill us because...
Tonight, we're learning more about the path that convoy took after leaving their warehouse. The workers say they coordinated their movements with the Israeli military.
Those vehicles were clearly marked.
This war is a complex war. The incident happened in the middle of the night. It should not have happened.
David, we understand that amid heightened tensions, President Biden is expected to speak with Netanyahu tomorrow for the first time since that deadly strike on those aid workers. David?
Britt Clennett in Jerusalem for us. Britt, thank you. We turn now to the American tourist killed by an elephant while on safari in Zambia. She was with 5 other tourists and their guide. Tonight, hear the disturbing video of the elephant ramming their vehicle. Here's ABC's James Longman.
Tonight, the terrifying moment a safari turned fatal for an American tourist. An 80-year-old woman killed, another woman seriously injured when a bull elephant charged this vehicle in Zambia Saturday. The victims' identities have not been made public. Local authorities now investigating the video. You can see the elephant beginning to trail the 6 safari goers and their guide in Kafu National Park. Then it attacks, using its tusks to flip the vehicle and those inside. This latest incident just weeks after another scare in South Africa. A bull elephant lifting this safari vehicle several feet in the air twice, dropping the truck and those inside. That tour operator telling ABC News that some tourists came too close to the elephant, trying to take pictures, irritating the creature.
I was scared for the people that was inside the truck because I knew that there's nothing anyone could do right now to help them.
The animal eventually losing interest. No one was injured in that incident.
And David, experts say elephant attacks like these are very rare. The safari company, where that American tourist was killed, says their guides are very well trained. On this occasion, he just couldn't get that vehicle out in time. David?
All right, James Longman. James, thank you. Back in this country tonight and to the concern over bird flu right here in the U.S. Tonight, the CDC tracking an outbreak, including a confirmed, very rare human case involving a worker believed to have contracted bird flu from an infected cow. And tonight, the country's largest egg supplier now forced to destroy nearly 2 million birds. ABC's Mireya Villarreal from Texas.
Tonight, the CDC is closely tracking bird flu across the country after a confirmed case in a Texas dairy farm worker. 11 dairy farms across 4 states have detected bird flu in cows. Officials believe the Texas man was infected after coming in contact with a cow. It's believed to be the first global case of transmission from mammal to human.
What folks should know is we've never seen a transmission of human to human of avian flu, but we're watching closely. As we've learned from COVID, viruses change, and we want to make sure we're staying ahead of it.
It comes as the country's largest supplier of eggs was forced to destroy nearly 2 million birds after the virus was detected in chickens. Cal-Maine Foods, behind major brands like Farmhouse Eggs, Eggland's Best, and Land O'Lakes, halting production at its Texas plant. The CDC says the risk to the public is low. Bird flu doesn't spread through cooked meats or eggs or pasteurized milk.
And David, this case of human bird flu coming from a cow, it's believed to be the first of its kind, so health officials are watching it very closely. Experts are also watching how this could potentially impact our wallets, but right now they do not believe it will have a major impact on the price of eggs. David?
Yeah, very rare, this human case, but worth watching very closely. Mireya, thank you for that. We turn now to Donald Trump tonight and special counsel Jack Smith signaling his frustration with the Florida judge overseeing the classified documents case. Smith calling a key decision by the judge, quote, fundamentally flawed. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, in an extraordinary filing, special counsel Jack Smith increasingly frustrated with the Florida judge's handling of the classified documents case, urging her to move the trial forward. Smith bluntly telling Judge Eileen Cannon, who was appointed by Donald Trump, that her decision to even consider Trump's claim that he could just declare classified documents to be his personal papers was fundamentally flawed. Smith's unusually critical language came in response to Judge Cannon's suggestion that she might instruct the jury to take into account Trump's claims that the classified documents were his personal property. Smith writing that such a legal premise is wrong and would distort the trial. And he's urging Judge Cannon to explain her position as soon as possible, making it clear he's ready to appeal to a higher court. Critics of the judge wonder if she's delaying on purpose to help Donald Trump. An example of just how long some of these decisions are taking, there was a hearing 34 days ago to discuss when the trial should begin. David, Judge Cannon still has not announced a decision.
You'll continue to follow it for sure, Pierre Thomas, tonight. Pierre, thank you. One note on the economy tonight, and it involves our parent company, Disney. Disney shareholders have rejected efforts by activist investor Nelson Peltz to try to win seats on Disney's board of directors. Investors have voted to elect all company-backed board members, including CEO Bob Iger, who returned as CEO to lead the company amid a changing media landscape. The results of the vote were made public at Disney's meeting of shareholders today. Disney saying the current board, according to preliminary vote tabulations, were elected by a substantial margin. Tonight, Disney CEO Bob Iger saying, "I want to thank our shareholders for their trust and confidence in our board and management. With the distracting proxy contest now behind us, we're eager to focus 100% on our most important priorities, growth for shareholders and creative excellence for our consumers." When we come back here tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs star now apologizing this evening after those cars, one a Lamborghini, speeding through Dallas, hitting several vehicles, including one with a mother and her 4-year-old. Also getting ready for the solar eclipse across America. Tonight, the one thing you'll need for this, made in America. Tonight, Kansas City Chiefs star Rashee Rice is apologizing after meeting with police following that high-speed crash in Dallas. Rice saying he takes full responsibility. Police say a Lamborghini was speeding with a Corvette when both lost control, hitting several vehicles, including one with a mother and 4-year-old. No word if he'll face charges. When we come back tonight, Costco is now selling those popular weight loss drugs, including Ozempic, the one step before you buy it. To the index, and tonight, JetBlue passengers could be paying more to check your bags depending on when you fly. The airline now testing dynamic pricing for baggage fees, an extra $5 to $10 for checked bags during peak travel times. Costco is now selling those popular weight loss drugs, including Ozempic, the company introducing a weight loss program through its healthcare partner, Sesame. That program costs $179 for 3 months. It includes a doctor's consultation. The cost of the drug will be additional. When we come back here tonight, the eclipse across America, ABC News and Nat Geo getting ready, and the one thing you'll need for it, made in America. Finally tonight here, the eclipse across America will be live on the air Monday with National Geographic, 2 p.m. Eastern, live across more than a dozen states. And tonight, one thing you'll need, made in America. Tonight, the one thing made in America you'll need for the solar eclipse. The eclipse next Monday, a breathtaking sight from Texas all the way up to Maine. Millions of Americans along the path of totality, more than 2,000 miles long across 15 states.
Hi, David.
Dr. Jedidah Eisler, an astrophysicist and Nat Geo explorer, on what we'll see.
A solar eclipse is when the moon moves between the sun and the earth and its shadow is cast on us. One thing to keep in mind if you're going to watch the eclipse is that it is only safe to look at the sun during full total eclipse. So please wear your glasses, protect your eyes. Happy solar eclipse.
And tonight in Bartlett, Tennessee, just outside Memphis, American Paper Optics making those glasses. 40 new hires just for this year's eclipse.
Hey, David.
Owner Jason Jarrett.
We have manufactured over 75 million glasses for the upcoming April 8th eclipse. NASA, 2.6 million glasses. 100,000 glasses for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
The workers cutting out the holes for the filters, folding the finished glasses, ready to ship.
All of our glasses are made in America.
In Los Angeles, dad and daughter duo Mark and Sophie Margolis, their company Rainbow Symphony.
Hi, David.
Eclipses are a family affair.
We love working together. It's been such a blast to learn business from my dad, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
And they're ready.
Well, David, this is the last glasses we're packaging for the 2024 total solar eclipse. After making tens of millions of glasses, this has been a great event.
And in Warrensburg, Missouri tonight, Jen Winter and Daystar Filters.
Hi, David.
Daystar starting with solar filters and telescopes, now eclipse glasses too.
It's lots more fun that we're able to help more people witness the eclipse and do it safely. When you buy something that's made in America, you can trace it back to an actual person and people who are making these for us.
1,500 orders a day, 50,000 orders for this eclipse alone. Hiring 16 new workers to help out. That's Will with the glasses right off the line, then testing them out in the sun. All of this with 3 words in mind.
Made in America!
Well, you know us. We love Made in America, and we love this solar eclipse. We'll see you next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern, partnering with National Geographic. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.